So you're moving to San Diego and you want to know what neighborhoods to consider in North County. In this video, I'm going to break down neighborhoods for you to consider, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything in between. And if that's what you're looking for in North County, San Diego, well, let's go ahead and get after it right now. All right, first we want to define what North County is. By the way, I'm Dan Beer here, Beer Home Team eXp Realty. It's defined very loosely because there's no exact definition for it. In fact, it's all one county, San Diego County, but we like to call it North County, East County, South County. So North County, by most people's estimate, including mine, is anything north of the 56 and west of the 15. So if you're west of the 15, north of the 56, then you're in North County. So with that, just some things about North County in general before we jump into the neighborhoods that I want to highlight is that from the perspective of what does it offer in general, well, it has some of the most established suburbs. It has really great suburbs. It's more spread out. Land tends to be a little bit more ample than it is in the central part of San Diego or into the South Bay. So yards tend to be a little bit larger. Beaches are awesome. So many of our best beaches are in North County, and that would be highlighted very much by Del Mar, which to me is the most beautiful beach we have here. Encinitas, Solana Beach, Carlsbad, Oceanside. I mean, literally up the entire coast. You have awesome beaches, sandy beaches, you have boardwalks, and really kind of just cute, quaint towns all the way up the boardwalk. I mean, look at this stretch. You go from Del Mar to Solana Beach, Cardiff by the Sea, Encinitas, and then the northern part of Encinitas known as Leucadia, which is awesome, up to Carlsbad and all the way into Oceanside, which is one of the most or quickest growing and just developing, blossoming towns that we have anywhere in San Diego County. So really great from that perspective. Having said that, it is also one of the more expensive areas. This area that I'm describing as North County is generally speaking more expensive than the rest of San Diego County. So that's not to say that there aren't exceptions. La Jolla, for example, which most would not consider to be North County and is absolutely one of our most expensive places, right there neck to neck with Rancho Santa Fe, depending on the year. And recently, La Jolla Head is not North County. Even the beaches have exceptions. So Coronado, for example, is not in North County. It's actually fairly far down south, and La Jolla again. But for the most part, it is more expensive in North County, and that's just something you have to prepare for and know. How do you deal with that? Is people simply deal with that sometimes by having a townhome instead of a detached, or they might have a 2,000 square foot home instead of a 3,000 square foot home, but still that does offer a little additional elbow room from the neighbors, so there's a little bit of pluses and minuses there. In any case, North County, the other big draw to it in my mind is that it gives you very nice and easy quick access to Orange County and then into LA. Orange County just having so much to offer up and down the coast. If you think Newport, if you think Dana Point, Laguna. So that's some of the other kind of just nicer things about it, because if you're, let's just say, in Carlsbad compared to being in downtown San Diego, well, your journey to go have, say, all of a sudden having dinner in Orange County is accessible. That becomes a reality of something you could really do 45 minutes, hour away versus maybe more of an hour and a half or hour 45. So those are just some general things about Orange County to consider if they hit your hot buttons or not. By the way, if you're enjoying this content, make sure you hit the subscribe button so that you're the first to know of any changing market conditions we have here. We're gonna keep you updated. That's our commitment. Let's keep on going. All right, let's jump into one of my favorite towns in all of San Diego County, and it is part of North County, and that is Del Sur. Del Sur, a place that I've called home for a long time. I'm about to actually build outside of Del Sur, where we're completing construction, and it's just outside of it, but with a stone's throw away, same general area. I love it. I love it for the following reasons. Hiking trails everywhere. Okay, so you are hiking out your back door often, depending on what property you're on, or if you're on a canyon. Really easy to Black Mountain, which has great hiking. Really easy to get into Poway, into Ramona, if you're trying to access Iron Mountain or Mount Woodson with the famous potato chip rock. It just has a really nice location as far as the outdoors are concerned. The other thing that it's really awesome for is it is surrounded by golf courses. So you have Santa Luz just to the south of it. You have just north, slightly west of it, you have the Crosby. And then you also have the Farms just kind of west, and the Farms being considered one of the best golf clubs in the country. In fact, Phil Mickelson often seen there. Xander Schauffele, often seen there. And then you also have just really easy access to other golf clubs. You have the Heights Country Club. And if you really want to get fancy, Rancho Santa Fe is not very far away at all. You can, and the Bridges is right there. So not to mention so many others. I mean, I can keep going on this. Morgan Run, and it goes on and on. So it's a golf kind of just central location for all of San Diego. And it has just really one of the most special, just true neighborhood feels. For example, just a few days ago, I was at the Fall Festival. And the Fall Festival, you would swear this was like a state fair. I mean, you're talking roller coasters and games, all the, all the carnies are there, and the knock the balls down, and all the games, all the things you can think of, right, to win all the stuffed animals and so on, the kids running around and the food trucks. And that's just one example of what goes on often. Movies in the park. We're talking about one of my favorite things, the families will go out and camp. So it'll be like a father-son that'll go out and camp, or a mother-daughter, mother-son, whatever, in any combination that'll go out and camp in the park alongside their neighbors. Just really cool stuff. Adult things as well, like poker nights. It's a great neighborhood if you're looking for that feel. Now, something to just know about it, that you have to know about it, is that because of that tightness and that togetherness, it is the kind of place where the neighbors know your name and they know what's going on, and people, it's like there's a little bit of that aspect to it, that if you really want true privacy, then it's not the neighborhood for you. But I did want to highlight it, and it hits a lot of hot buttons for so many, which has made it really one of the most desired neighborhoods in not only San Diego, but really across Southern California, as far as neighborhoods that have been developed, right, master planned since the year 2000 forward. Now, there's one thing that you're going to want to know about Del Sur. Median price, $1.875 million. So again, North County having a little bit of higher prices than other areas, but I will tell you that even within Del Sur, there are condo options, townhome options, and so you could bring that price down a lot closer to $1 million, $1.1 million, $1.2 million. But certainly those are going to run up north of $3.5 million. So to end the segment on Del Sur, I just want to give you the location. It is located north of the 56, west of the 15. And the one thing about it is, I will say, it takes about a good solid 10-12 minutes to get to the freeway, pretty much regardless of where in Del Sur you are. So it's not the most convenient from that perspective if you're someone that wants to be on the freeway, moments after you've left home, or a minute or two or three. And that can add up depending on how much you're going from one place to the other, and the carpools and the soccer, all those things. That can add up. But you access it either off the 15, Camino del Norte, or off the 56, Camino del Sur, and they end up being one and the same. Camino del Sur turns into Camino del Norte. Camino del Norte turns into Camino del Sur, depending on what direction you're running in. All right, let's shift gears. We're going to go to the next neighborhood, and if you want that kind of feel, a real tight neighborhood feel, newer construction, but you want to go a little bit west, you want to get more of that ocean breeze, then let me introduce you to Pacific Highlands Ranch in Carmel Valley. Pacific Highlands Ranch, located just about 10 minutes from Del Sur, north of the 56. It is, think about it as east side of Carmel Valley. So Carmel Valley Road actually is the main artery in and out of, right, for access of Pacific Highlands Ranch. And it is tight. Okay, that's the one thing I'll say. In the introduction, I talked a lot about how North County offers a little bit more land, a little bit more elbow space. Not Pacific Highlands Ranch, but it does offer a lot of new construction. It does offer some majestic homes. Some of the newer, like big, of canyon side homes that they've been building are just awesome, modern construction. If you're into that kind of thing, you'll definitely want to check that out. And those do have a little bit more elbow room to them, and they have large yards. But it also has a really great anchor. The Pacific Highlands Ranch Shopping Center is a beautiful anchor with great restaurants. It has good shopping, a really nice Starbucks that, for example, my wife drives like 10, 12 minutes to go to this Starbucks for whatever reason, even though we have one really close by our home. But it's just a nice shopping center. And again, it has a little bit of even nightlife to it with the restaurants that are there. So they have a little buzz, a little energy. Best of all, in my opinion, from a location standpoint, is that it is a very quick hit to get to Del Mar, to get to the beach, to jump on the 56 freeway and get west up, and you can go up and down the coast there, go to La Jolla, go to Solana Beach, or you could very quickly get east and access Poway or Rancho Bernardo or Scripps Ranch, etc. Overall, it's an upscale suburban type of living environment. And it does have that neighborhood feel, though probably not to the same degree. Actually, I would say almost certainly not to the same degree as Del Sur that we previously described. That might be a very good thing for you. Some people want more privacy and their neighbors know a lot less about them. So those are just things to consider. And also, yes, it's very, very new, and it is great because you have a lot of new construction and modern architecture. And at the same time, you're going to find a little bit less maturity in the trees and the foliage. So all just kind of pluses and minuses for you to consider. The other really nice thing about it is it has a gigantic park attached to the elementary school there. And so this park is just huge. Birthday parties, all that kind of thing all the time. Kids playing, if that's your thing, you're going to like that. Pricing is going to be a little bit more than in Del Sur, and what you'll find in general in San Diego County is that as you go west, prices will increase, and then as you go north, they'll increase, and as you go west and north, they'll definitely increase. So median price point there, $2.18 million. All right, let's jump a little bit north, and we're going to go to San Marcos, which is absolutely blossoming. So first, let's identify San Marcos on the map. This is a community most frequently associated with the 15 freeway. So you'd go north on the 15, west on the 78, and it's going to be tucked right there between Vista to its west and Escondido to the east. San Marcos straddling both sides of the 78 with Lake San Marcos and also the University, Cal State San Marcos, on that south side of the 78. It's been a location that's been long considered now a great place for investment as its desirability has just grown and grown and grown. There's been a lot of investment, a lot of new restaurants, a lot of new retail, and overall you've just seen property values do really well there, and most people still feel that it has a lot of room to run. If you go back many years, 10 years, not 10 so much, but as much as 20, 30, it was a really different place. And now it just has a completely new identity. Also has San Marcos is home to one of the most sought after, just kind of, suburban new development areas in San Diego County and in all of North County called San Elijo Hills. San Elijo Hills having a lot of the same attributes that we were talking about with Del Sur and with Pacific Highlands Ranch. In fact, it's most often compared to Del Sur and said to be the Del Sur of, that section a little bit further north in San Diego, a little bit further east, and has that just more of a rural feel to it, even though the neighborhoods there are absolutely built out, but surrounded by a little bit more open space than what you'll find in the previous two neighborhoods. And there's also more good news about San Marcos. It is more affordable. So even though it's further north, and I've been telling you as you go north, it'll get more expensive because of its location where it's a little bit tucked in there. You kind of have that 78 access. Sometimes gets pretty heavy with traffic, and that's just something you have to know, is that when you get north of Rancho Bernardo on the 15, and as you access the 78, which is a freeway that'll take you all the way west and hit the coast so that you end up with easy access into Carlsbad and Oceanside, well, its access point being limited by that one freeway, it does create a little bit more traffic, a little bit less access, and price point on the good news, it drops down under $1 million at a median price point. Of course, there's also $2 million property and $3 million property in San Marcos, but for the most part, you're going to find it more affordable and a lot of property under $1 million compared to the previous two neighborhoods that we talked about, Del Sur and Pacific Highlands Ranch. Now look, the tough thing about this video is that there are a lot of great neighborhoods. So there's a few I'm just not going to be able to get to. Escondido has been growing. It's awesome. Amazing access to a lot of hiking, a lot of things I love. We're probably not going to talk today about Carlsbad, which might be one of my very favorite places in San Diego County. And we have a full feature on Carlsbad right here on the San Diego Neighborhoods channel, so make sure to check that out. But just like we're not going to get to Solana Beach, to Cardiff, and to so many other amazing places like Del Mar, I'm going to take you to somewhere that you might not know as much of, and my goal here is to expose you to it, and that's Encinitas. Encinitas is a favorite of mine because it's one of the just best beach communities. It has real character to it. It's eclectic. It has everything that I love, in terms of restaurants and life and people and walking, and it just has real life to it. Also, it has Old Encinitas, which is kind of has those beach vibes and a little bit of a bohemian feel to it, and especially as you move into Leucadia. And at the same time, there's kind of new Encinitas, which are newer developments and resemble some of the other neighborhoods that we've been talking about, but with awesome proximity to the beach. Of course, to the north of Encinitas, you're gonna have Carlsbad. To the south of Encinitas, you have Cardiff, and then Solana Beach, Del Mar. So just a beautiful stretch of land. and somewhere that, I mean, you could just say to anyone, hey, I'm going to Encinitas for the weekend. They'd be like, awesome, what a great weekend. Or we're gonna have dinner in Encinitas. Cool, that sounds amazing. I live in Encinitas, even better, right? It's a guaranteed great just environment that you're gonna put yourself in, whether you're like me using Encinitas on a regular basis as somewhere that you visit, or if it's where you choose to make home. But I definitely recommend that you go there. Median price point, about $2 million. And make sure you don't miss Moonlight Beach. Also get yourself up on the cliffs, look down. There's so much to see, so much to do. One of my favorite things personally, I love to go out to the Crack Shack, get food, take it there with my family, eat on the beach there on Moonlight Beach with my kids. It's just awesome. So if nothing else, even if you don't make it home, you'll definitely want to make use of it. And that's the beauty of San Diego, is that it's impossible to live in all our great towns. And we absolutely, though, visit them and make use of all of it. Encinitas should be at the top of your list in that way. All right, finally, let's go to Oceanside. Oceanside, about 40 minutes from the airport. It is the final, most northern town, most northern city that we have in San Diego County before we hit Camp Pendleton and then turns into Orange County. And Oceanside, I can't say enough about how much it's thriving. We have a full feature, by the way, in the San Diego Neighborhoods channel on Oceanside. Make sure you check that out. But I definitely encourage you, whether you choose to make it home or not, much like Encinitas, go there, go to the boardwalk, walk up and down, see all the new life, the restaurants, the theater, the art, the galleries, all of it, the coffee shops, and enjoy it. Also, the best thing about it is that it might be the most underpriced neighborhood possibly on the entire California coast. I don't know. I haven't been everywhere on the coast, but I'm pretty sure that's fairly close. I mean, if you look at the pricing in Oceanside, where you can have ocean-facing condo for, $1.2, $1.3 million, and that same condo in most of the rest of California would be about $2 million or more, it has value to it. It also has suburban neighborhoods, single-family home neighborhoods, all of those things that any other neighborhood that I've described have. It has it too, except for the pricing is typically going to be better. In fact, median price point, $865,000. So Oceanside is a place where A, you might want to consider investment. B, you definitely want to go and check out the restaurant scene, which is thriving. And I mean thriving. Michelin is starting to recognize some restaurants there. It is going. And it has this feel to it where, look, if you like everything the same, don't go there. But if you like watching a neighborhood develop, if you like going somewhere where there's the tire shop, but right next to it, the brand new gastropub, and right next to it, the new world-class restaurant, but right next to it, the old bar that's been sitting there since 1948, that's your spot. You're going to want to be in Oceanside. And again, for ocean-priced living, it doesn't get too much better, at least not in San Diego County, and especially not on a clean beach, because the other beach that's somewhat affordable in San Diego County is, if you go all the way to the South Bay, that's Imperial Beach, and that's a thriving community. I can say a lot of the same things in terms of how it's been developing, however, often runs into water contamination issues, especially when it gets rainy. There's sewage issues that go on down there. Not in Oceanside, and so I definitely recommend it. And then the cool thing about Oceanside too is Orange County is not far. I mean, you're literally just 20, 25 minutes from having a great dinner in Dana Point. So it suddenly opens up a lot of that. But of course, it also puts you further away from the downtown area, from La Jolla, from Chula Vista, other areas of San Diego County that if you're planning on using those a lot or making, if your life revolves around those neighborhoods, then yes, Oceanside is going to be too far. You're too far north. But if your life tends to revolve in North County and in Orange County, Oceanside all of a sudden becomes incredibly central. So I hope this video helps. By the way, I'm Dan Beer. If we can help you in any way, whether you're making a move in 9 days, 9 months, 9 years, it's all the same to us. We just want to help make this whole thing easy for you. So go to the description below, go to the first comment that we've pinned, and we've given you very easy ways to set up phone calls, Zoom calls, text us, email us, and we'll answer any question you have. I'll see you in the next video.